Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today it's this amazing patterned cookies which have become the best selling item on my baking pantry. So if you want to learn how to make them, then just keep watching. So starting with the butter, we will take room temperature butter along with icing sugar, or home ground sugar is just fine, but make sure to sieve it through. Now this recipe does not need any whisking of the butter and sugar. Just a spatula works just fine. Starting slow and gradually bringing it together into a smooth consistency is just fine. Now that's perfect. Next, we will take some oil in a bowl to which we will add in the water and baking powder. What we're doing is creating an egg replacement for our cookies. Whisk it well and add it to the sugar and butter mixture. I find this substitute to be better than the actual egg. Reason being, A, it gives an extra crisp texture to the cookies, and B, it increases the shelf life, which can be stored in an airtight container over the counter for a month. Now we shall go ahead and add the dry ingredient, which is the all-purpose flour. We will do this by adding it in batches to help incorporate all the dry completely into the wet ingredients. Remember, baking is all about balance. Too much mixing can make the cookies tough, so we are being gentle here, giving us that perfect soft texture when baked. Finally, bringing it together with our hand by gently kneading it to make one smooth ball of dough. This is the texture we are looking for. Now, keeping this bowl aside and taking another clean bowl, we will take 1/3 of a portion of the dough. Now adding a tablespoon of cornstarch into the large portion and 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder into the other. Mix it well and at this point we can add the vanilla extract and mix it enough to combine it well. In the other bowl, we will add the coffee essence. You can add coffee powder if you like and mix it in just as well. Make sure to knead the dough enough to get an even coloring of the chocolate. Now take the vanilla dough onto the workstation and make it into a log. It does not have to be perfect, but just enough to help us divide it into equal portions. Now using my favorite tool, the pen scraper, we are going to divide it into 8 portions, and it does not have to be equal. Now taking one portion at a time, we will roll it into a thin log. And then repeat the same for the rest. Now taking our chocolate dough, we will repeat the same for this as well. Except that we will divide it into a portion of less than the white dough. So if the white is 8, we will keep the chocolate to be 7 portions. And then just like how we did for the white dough, we will roll it into a thin log and repeat the same for the rest of the portions. Now taking the white log and alternating with the chocolate, we will layer it one over the other, gently pressing it down to hold it together like I've shown here. Notice that I'm not trying to be perfect in keeping the length or the width to be the same. The idea is to get a pattern that makes each cookie look different from the other. Finally, once you've got them all layered up, we will press it down gently to form it into one big rectangular log. As you go along, make sure to close any gaps there may be. And finally, we will take it into the cling wrap. And place it into the refrigerator for about 15 minutes. This is to allow the dough to rest before we slice into it. Once it is firm enough, we will bring it onto the workstation and unwrap to slice into it. You can always place a portion of it wrapped into the freezer and use it for another day. Now slicing into it, we get to see such an amazing pattern created, which is quite breathtaking and satisfying too. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And if there is a pattern you think we could do differently, surely I'd love to hear from you. So do write to me in the comments below. Now placing the cookies onto the baking tray lined with the parchment paper and taking them in 2 batches, we will bake them in a preheated oven at 170 degrees for about 14 to 16 minutes. These are perfectly baked. You'll know when they are ever so light golden on the sides, which ensures a perfect crisp cookie. Time to have them with your friends over tea or coffee as you may. And in addition, if you'd like more such recipes, do check out the link below for my ebook. These look so attractive. Surely you wouldn't want to miss to try one. So do give this recipe a try and let me know how it turns out. Coming to the next recipe, the pinwheel cookies. Just as delicious, perfect melt-in-your-mouth cookies for your tea time. And not to mention how pretty they look. So let's get started. Once again, of course, starting with our main ingredient, we will take room temperature butter, to which we will add the icing sugar. Combine it using a spatula to give it a smooth, creamy texture. Adding the eggs give a great classic bakery style taste and texture, and yet these can be made eggless and it will still turn out to be just as delicious. Now adding the non-flavored oil, a good quality vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, and baking powder. Combine everything to form a smooth emulsion. Finally, we will add the flour in 2 or 3 batches to ensure we get a smooth dough without any dry pockets. This is the texture we are looking for. Next, take another small bowl to divide the dough in 2 portions. To one bowl, we will add the cocoa powder, giving it a good mix to get an even color of the dough. To the other bowl, we will add the cornstarch and mix it in as well. Time to roll out the dough. Starting with the white dough, we will roll it out to a 1/4 inch thickness. Similarly, we will repeat the same for the chocolate dough. Once done, we will now lay the chocolate dough over the white dough. And don't worry if it's not the exact fit. We will simply trim the edges and go ahead with the next step. You can use the leftover dough as a marbled cookie too. Now taking the long side of the sheet, we will roll it over, pressing it lightly to ensure we do not have any gaps within. As you can see, the dough may not have rolled into a perfect cylindrical shape. We will use the bent scraper to push it along with the butter paper to achieve the result we are looking for. This will go into the fridge for about 30 minutes. Once ready to cut, we will slice the log into a circle of about 1 centimeter thickness. Place them onto the baking tray lined with the parchment paper and repeat the same for the second batch. This will go into the preheated oven for about 14 minutes. Once the cookies are baked, allow them to cool completely. Next, we will take some crushed roasted peanut and some sugar syrup. You can use jam if you like. Brush the sides of the cookie with the syrup and coat it with the crushed nuts. This gives a perfect crunch to every bite of the cookie. And they look just as delicious too. You can get up to 30 cookies from this recipe. Perfect to enjoy with family over tea or just with friends over. Give this recipe a try and let me know how it turns out. Thank you for watching. Until next time, happy baking. Bye for now.